Alright, so welcome back to the Nashville Predators GM mode. So today we are going to be taking on the Vancouver Canucks in the first round of the NHL playoffs. Hopefully this playoff round goes better than last year's. I believe we made it all the way to Western Conference Finals, but we're dominated in the Western Conference Finals. So I don't remember if I went over stats in the last video, so I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to do AHL player stats, and I'm going to do the team preview for the Vancouver Canucks, who we played in the first round last year too. So this might be a little bit tighter of a series even than it was last year. And last year was pretty tense too. They brought it all the way back from 3 down to tie the series, and ended up losing in overtime of Game 7. So Duchesne, Ben Forsberg, yeah, I did go over this. Johnson had 50 points, so did Kucherov, really fallen off at this point. And Konechny had the same stats as before, and yeah, Nedved was better than Varlamov, but didn't play as much. Yep, I remember all of that. Look at the playoff tree. I don't think we did that last year. So Calgary's taking on Colorado, Edmonton, and San Jose. So San Jose had a pretty not great year. Nashville and Vancouver, and then Minnesota and Chicago. So there were 5 teams. No, I don't know why Colorado crossed over. That's weird. Usually it'll stay in the division, but it might not have recognized that. It might have seen who had the lower point total. Anyway, in the East, it's Florida, Ottawa, Boston, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Washington, New York, and New York matching up. That's actually somewhat the bottom part of that bracket's kind of accurate to the minus the seeding issues, obviously. What happened in the Met this year. So that's pretty funny how that worked out. And the West is not very well. It's accurate down in the Central, but again, seeding. So we are going to look at the Vancouver Canucks team. I don't think they changed a whole lot since last year when we faced off against them. But their top line is Sven Barchi, Lyndon Vey, and Hunter Shinkaruk. Their second line is Jake Burton and Nick Bonino and Nicholas Jensen. So the only real change in that top 6 is Lyndon Vey as the top line center now instead of Nick Bonino. Zach Cassian, Bo Horvat, Tim Huskins, solid third line, very good third line. Jerry D'Amigo, Brendan McMillan, and Yannick Hansen. So they're a deep offensive team. Their defense is pretty good too. They got Jake Gardner and Jarrett, Lucas Biza, and Alex Edler. Not the greatest top 4, but the bottom 6 is, or the top 6 pairing is pretty good too. And then in goal, they have Austin Lotz and Eddie Lack, who we saw both of, or no, we saw Lotz last year. I don't think we saw Lack. But anyway, let's get into this. Game 1. First period, we're up 2-0, Duchesne and TJ. Alright, up 2-0 going into the third. Been a close game. Penalty kill right there. Alright, good. And we got another goal, Jamie Benn, right. How is that a slap shot? Okay, whatever. I'm not going to dispute it. Brandon McMillan breaks the shutout. Alright, so it's 3-1 game. Been a pretty good game throughout. They actually are out shooting us, but Varlamov had a pretty good game. Stopped 27 of 28 shots, and that's going to give us the edge in Game 1. We are at home throughout the playoffs. Yeah, we won the President's Trophy, even though I don't think did anything really that special compared to last year when we were really good. But anyway, yeah, Tyler Johnson, Duchesne, Ben, and McMillan. So a lot of players picking up points that game for us. I don't think anyone had multiple points. So we won Game 1. We're moving on to Game 2. Obviously, yeah, that's how progression works, you know, if you can tell. After 1 is 2. That is how numbers work. Whatever, Sims. He's taking forever. Alright, Game 2. I don't care about the AHL games. Oh, I didn't check AHL player stats. I'm going to do that after this game. Alright, so first period, 0-0. Second period, 1-1. Tyler Johnson and Nicholas Jensen both scored goals. Very close game. Power play can't capitalize. Power play again can't capitalize. And we're just not. Oh, power play, no. They're taking a lot of penalties. There would not be this many one-sided penalties in a playoff game. Alright, power play, no. They're not scoring. Oh, that was a major, too, or a double minor. And they scored the overtime goal. Alright, so it's a tied 1-1 series. Yeah, we did not capitalize on our chances that game. We shot ourselves in the foot right there. And they got what they wanted. they got 1 out of 2 on the road to open up the series. Now we got to get 1 out of 2 to avoid falling down 3-1. Tyler Johnson, second goal in just 2 games. I am going to check the AHL player stats before I send to the next game, just to see how everyone's doing in the AHL. And that one American prospect that we got, see what he's been up to. Since he could play in the AHL this year. So either of the picks we would have made would have been AHL ready year 1. Alright, so Mangia Payne, Seth Griffith, Watson, Harley, Crawley, Debrin Cat actually did not have a very good year, but I think he was playing the third line most of the year. Brett Harding, alright, he had a good bit of points, 29 points, was a -9. He only scored 1 goal in the power play. Not a bad season for a rookie campaign. Matt Murphy, Brett Pollock, Benteza, Kalela, Frederick Gaudreau, Myers, Salamaki, Spiller, Oligny. We have Oligny. It's been really bad for an offensive defenseman. Oh no, he's a 2-way defenseman. Okay, and apparently Verbasic didn't play very much either. That's weird, but team must have been really good and well balanced. So we'll sim up the next game. So in real life, the NHL playoffs start tomorrow. It's Tuesday right now. And I'm recording the playoffs in a different session than I recorded the rest of the regular season. So this actually might be even later now that the Indians franchise is started, because I'm uploading this on off days for that. Alright, so game 3, nothing after 1. Alright, we're up 2-1 after the second period ends. Tom Wilson and Travis Konecny. Now I need to play a solid defensive game, and hopefully we get an insurance goal. Oh no, they tied it up. Hunter Shinkaruk, top line. And we took a penalty right after that. Alright, so we're not having a very good game so far. And we score a goal with less than a minute left. Akim Nold wins the game for us. I gotta find a nickname for him. So I don't have to try and say his first name that often. I might just say Nold, because, you know, I'm pretty sure everyone would agree that's how you pronounce his last name, is Nold. Yeah, so Tom Wilson, Konecny. So Nold actually had 3 points in that game. He was responsible for points on every goal. That's crazy. So he'd actually take over the assist lead, I think, unless that was his first 2 assists of the playoffs. Which might be possible. He might not have had a point before this. But yeah, it doesn't look like he had a point before this game. So we're headed into game 4 now, still on the road in Vancouver. Tough place to play, but hopefully we can pull one out right here and take a 3-1 lead. And after the first, it's not very encouraging. They put Nedved in because Varlamov gave up what looks like 3 goals on 3 shots. But Sean Day and Philip Forsberg got goals for us. Alright, it's 5-3. It's actually close enough to warrant a slow sim, even though we are not getting a lot of shots. We're somehow capitalizing on them. Power play, alright, didn't score. Okay, not a good game. They actually got an empty netter to boot, too. So, it's tied 2-2 series. We're headed back to Nashville for a game. And if we don't win this game, I'm pretty sure that we're going to be out of the series and out of the playoffs, which would be the second first-round exit in 2 years, which is not going to end in good things for our team. So we did do markedly better with Nedved on the ice than, yeah, Varlamov didn't even make a save. So we did a lot better with Nedved in the net. So we'll give Varlamov 1 more game, and if he has another weak injury, or another weak performance, we will put Nedved in the net. Alright, so game 5, 2-0 after the first, 3-1 after the second, so that's good signs going on right here, as long as we don't have some sort of major meltdown. Philip Forsberg scored a goal right there. Alright, and looks like that's going to be enough. We're just going to sim to the end. Kucherov added another one, so 5-1 win right there. Nice way to bounce back from, I want to say Varlamov, but I'm not 100% sure if it was Varlamov or Ned, but we can check in a second. Once the sim actually ends. I wish you could turn autosave off. Like completely off. Okay, it was Varlamov. So Varlamov bounced back nicely. Alright, so we'll leave him in the net. Game 6, not sure what to expect really from this game. But hopefully good things come of it. If we ever actually get to the game. Sim engines are pretty slow, but it's a lot better than next gens apparently. So game 6, 1-0 after 1 for Vancouver, or 2-0 after 2. If we can get a quick goal here and not give up a goal in the power. Okay, never mind. This game's over. This game's over. We're going to a game 7. Yeah, no, they scored. Wow, 5-0 loss. That's not a good way to play when you are down in a series, or when you not down in it. We weren't down. We were about to eliminate. Varlamov played like shit that game, but I don't feel like benching him for Game 7 is a very economical thing to do. So we're gonna leave him in for Game 7 and just hope that he doesn't screw up. So every time we win a game, we lose. So that's a good sign for this last game, which is in Nashville, to see what kind of performance our team is going to dole out. Because it really could go either way. But let's just hope we play solid enough to win. We're down 2-0, down 3-1. We got a slow sim the last period of the Game 7, though. Alright, we just got a quick one. Matt Duchene right there, right in front of the net. We can get another quick one here, too. We're out shooting them. Alright, there we go. Travis Konechny. So it's a tie game. It seems to always be that way with the Vancouver Canucks in Game 7. They're just staying in it, and it's going to overtime for the second straight year. What is going to happen? And we put the nail in the coffin for the second straight year. We score an overtime goal. It might have even been the same guy. I don't know. Kucherov might have scored last year's overtime goal, too. And the Nashville Predators will head off to the semifinals. So we'll see who we're going to face in the next round. And then I'm going to switch over recordings because this is getting a little long and I don't want to risk losing it. The audio file, that is. So we're going to do our scout assignment real quick first. It's the one with like 7 first-round picks now. That's the. We're going to go for this guy, Kurt Boyes, depending on where he ends up. It's the dub, I think, with all the really good, really good prospects. We'll go back there. Do the O, I think, next, right before the draft. Alright, so let's see who we're going to face off against. And it's, again, the Chicago Blackhawks. Seem to always run into them in the playoffs. Alright, so I'm going to quickly stop the recording, but you won't really see that, so I'll be back in 2 seconds. Alright, so we're back, and we're taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. They're actually pretty good. They still have stupid Ville Polka, who's definitely not going to be that good in the next GM. I can guarantee that right now. So they got Brandon Saad, Jonathan Taves, Patrick Kane. They have on the second line Thomas Vanek, Turo Haravainen, and Mason Raymond. I believe that's a really recent line. They just got Vanek this season and Mason Raymond at the trade deadline. Then they got Bickle, Hartman, and Webb. Then they have Dennis Yan, who's been sitting on the fourth line for like 3 years now. Felipe Deneau and Fellows. And then on defense they have Hjalmarsson and Polka. And after that it really falls off. They actually have Marcus Kruger playing defense. So I'm going to check their injury report. And league goalie-wise, they're still going to have Corey Crawford, just in a very regressed form. Oh no, I forgot they had that Sittler dude. So they have Sittler playing for them. I'm going to check their injury report first. And see what's up with the Chicago Blackhawks, unless it's just they have Kruger playing defense for them for literally no reason. I feel like a top 4 is out for them. Alright, Brent Seabrook and Parker is out. Alright, so yeah, Seabrook's a really huge hit for them. He was probably a top 2 D-man for them at this point. Yeah, he had like 87 defensive awareness or 86. So that's a big hit for them. And then this guy looks like he was a fast dude, but that was about it. Alright. I don't really know what he was adept at, because that's all. The only thing that's affected is his useless stats. It's not like his defensive awareness or anything. Like the concussion is going to affect all his stats. So I'd say Chicago is a pretty good team. There's not very deep defensively, which is our strength, is defensive depth. Their top two lines stack up with ours pretty evenly. It's going to come down to the depth. I think we're going to win this, though. That and having the better goaltender. So, although you do have the wild cards with Kane, Taves, and Polka. So, all right, we're up 2-1 after the first. Tom Wilson and Philip Forsberg. We're still up 2-0 after the second finishes. We're on the power play again. We can capitalize. All right, they got one back. Brandon Saad. Forgot Brandon Saad was one of their premier players too. He's like an 88. All right, didn't capitalize on that power play. Less than 5 left. They're going to be pushing here, and we got an empty netter. Chris Chaddock. I think that's his first goal of the playoffs. So there you go. Wrapping this up. Game 1. I wish the autosave wasn't a mechanic. I'm actually going to go grab my phone real quick. Oh, and of course it comes back like literally once I'm like look away. Alright, so Forsberg scored a goal to the playoffs. Nice. We'll check the playoff stats soon. Alright, so let's get into game 2. Alright, first period, Tyler Johnson scored a power play goal. Alright, we shut them out through 2 periods again. This time the lead is not as safe though. It's only a 1-goal lead. Power play, no. Okay. 10 minutes left. Come on. Alright, they tied it up. On our power play too. That's even more demeaning. So, never mind. Travis Konechny scored with little time left. Okay, we almost had a huge disaster right there. But another solid game from Varlamov, and he's really kept his spot good outside of that 5-goal game. Since he got benched for 3 goals on 3 shots. So Johnson, Taves, Konechny. All right, so everyone kind of picked up points in that game. Actually, I think Kucherov had more, but whatever. So we're up 2-0 in the series through 9 games, or not 9 games, through 2 games. Yeah, we're up 2-0. Played 9 games in the playoffs, but still. All right, so they're up 1-0 after 1, and after 2 as well. They're at home, so this is gonna be a tougher game to eke out. We are pretty on pace with them. We killed a long penalty right there. Come on, guys. 7. All right, Craig Smith. Nice goal right there from the right circle. 4, 3, 2, 1. This game's headed into overtime. Anyone can win this. Come on. Hopefully it's us. All right, we killed a nice power play off right there. All right, let's get our shot, or let's get a goal, guys. All right, we're heading into the second overtime. That means the game's gonna end very shortly, and it goes in favor of the Chicago Blackhawks. Not blaming that one on Varlamov though. He did stop 37 of 39 shots. It's almost like 1 for 20%, or like a ratio. So if you're gonna stop a goal, or you're gonna stop goals every 20 shots, your offense is just like what's losing you at that point. All right, so we drop our first game in the series. Another game in Chicago. We played well enough to win that first one, but we didn't. So I'm hoping that we can play well enough to win this game and actually win it. So let's go. Alright, up 2-0 after 1. Chason and Forsberg. Alright, we tacked another on. Shea Weber right there from the point. They got one almost immediately from Ville Polka, but they started the period on a power play, so no big deal. Alright, Konechny with his 4th, or with our 4th. Alright, nice penalty kill right there. And Varlamov has really turned it on this series. He is not doing a whole. He's not letting up a whole lot of goals for the Chicago Blackhawks. He's really turned it on this round. He is. He's only given up the max of 2 goals in any given game, so that's nice. All right, Chason, Forsberg, Konechny. Konechny's performing pretty well in the playoffs for us this year. Yeah, he's giving up 1, 1. 2-1. Alright, so we're back at home in Nashville with a chance to close out this series. So hopefully that's exactly what we do. But we have 2 more games to do it if that's not the case right here. I'm not saying blow it, but still. Alright, we're up 3-1 going into the 3rd period. Shots are about the same, but we do have the advantage of actually scoring goals. So, alright, kill that penalty right there. And playoff MVP. Your name is Semyon. Another one-goal game for the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Nashville Predators are off to their fourth Western Conference final, or fifth Western Conference final, in the last 7 years. Very nice performance by the team again, and hopefully this is the year that they can make it back to the Stanley Cup Finals. They're about 2 years, I think they're 2 years removed from their second or their first franchise Stanley Cup. So Konechny, Duchesne, Vanek, Forsberg, and actually Mike Hoffman, who I hadn't heard from in this round really at all. So we will move on to the Western Conference Finals. We'll do a Tyler MacArthur is out for he's out for the playoffs. All right, so we'll just place him now. And you know what, I forget we're in a good position with the 7th defenseman that we have. So we'll just leave the 7th guy in there. And the Western Conference Finals will be against the Calgary Flames. So that's going to be a pretty decent matchup. Pretty odd matchup actually, to come to think of it. Very strange team to make it this far. But we'll look at their team next episode. We're going to look at our team and how they've been performing so far. So Kucherov, Forsberg, Konechny, all producing very well. Duchesne's having a pretty nice playoffs too, as well as Johnson. Jamie Benn's kind of slow, but our team is playing well. Jones has 5 points, Nold has 5 points, but 3 of those were in one game, so he's really not doing the greatest in the world. Colin Smith, Tom Wilson, that third line's really contributing. Shea Weber only has 3 points, but he plays the style of hockey you need to play in the playoffs with his defense. So that's it's very solid. Very solid performance from him. Even well, he had 16 points in the last playoffs, deep playoff run, but still, it's better than the year we got swept in the first round. And after that, it's just kind of depth scoring, not really doing a whole lot. Hoffman only has 2 points on the second line, not very good. But next episode is going to be the Western Conference Finals, so stay tuned, everyone.